Hello my dear students, this is informed to you that is the last lecture video of your chapter number 4, Thinkers, Beliefs and Buildings. Now we are discussing about the source-based questions, some of the paragraph. I am just telling to you what is the page number of your NCERT textbooks, 87, when you will see materialist and the materialist. First you read out about this paragraph and find the questions from your NCERT books. So I am just read out of this paragraph in front of you. On the occasions of the king Ajatashatru, here is an excerpt from the Sutta Pitaka. What do you understand about the Sutta Pitaka? It is also termed where the teachings of the Buddha has been written down. Then it is said that is related to the story describing a conversation between the king Ajatashatru and the ruler of the Magadha and the Buddha, where they were talking about once. So it is said that is the conversation about the Buddha and Ajatashatru, which was the king of the Magadha. Now just I am telling to you what is the story saying. On one occasion, King Ajatashatru visited the Buddha and described what another teacher named Makhali Ghosla and he had told him. He went out to the Buddhas and went out to the another teachers, Makhali Ghosla, and what told about the another teachers. Though the wise should go, why this virtue, this penance I will gain karma. So the Buddha has said it totally depends on your rebirth, on their karma. And the fool should be by the same means hope to gradually rid himself of the karma, neither of them can do it. Besides of the karma, you cannot do nothing. You cannot take balls. It is totally depends on your karma, birth and the rebirth. Pleasure and the pain measures out as it is work cannot be indulged in the course of the transmigrations. It can neither be lessened or the increase. Just a ball sticks when will it throw unwinds to its full length. So fool and wise alike will take their course and make an end of the sorrow. The air is blowing towards this direction, you will throw out one stones outwards, opposite of this direction, opposite of the air direction, then it is said you are doing such type of the police. And this is the what a philosopher named Ajat Kesam Kelly thoughts. There is no such things, O kings, as alms or the sacrifices of the springs. There is no such things as words the next. Then it is said a human being is made of the four elements. When he dies, the earthy in the hymns returns to the earth and fled into the waters, and the heat of the fire and the windy of the air, and his sense pass into the space. The talk of the gifts of the doctrine of the fools, the empty life, fools and wise alike are cut off the perish. Then they are not survived after that. The first teachers belong to the traditions of the Ajivik, and they have often described as the fatalists, those who are believing everything in the predetermined. The second teachers belong to the tradition of the Lokaya, usually described materialist. Texts from your traditions have not survived, so we know about them only the word of the other tradition. Here what is the concept of this paragraph? Then it is said the fatalist, then they are just believe on the conversation, just believe on those Adibak which are related to your life, and those who are believing on the material aspects which are textual aspects, that is called the materialistic. So what this is your paragraph. So some of the questions you are mentioning in front of you from where this excerpt has been taken. So it is already told to you Sutta Pitaka. It is already has been taken from the Sutta Pitaka, because the Sutta Pitaka has been describing a lot of the short stories. And the second question, what does it describe? What the matters about it? So it describes the dialogue between the Ajatashatru and the Lord Buddha. What the conversation behind of this text? Then it is said that Buddha already told about the karma to the Ajatashatru. And next question, how many elements of a human being is made of? 5. Here in your book, here in your excerpts, it is mentioning the 4, but it was the 5. What's the 5 are? Earth. What's the 5 are? Earth. Human beings made of the 4 elements. It also relate to the 5 elements. Such when he dies, the earth in the hymn return to the earthy. Then it is flood to the water and heat of the fire and windy to the air and sense goes into the space. Then it is the 5 elements made of the complete human body. And what were the Makhali Ghosla opinions? about the joy and sorrow. When just a ball of the strings when will throw unwinds its full length, or school as wise alike will take the course and make an end of the sorrow. And where the pleasure and the pain measure out of wits, were cannot be altered in the course of the transmigration. So they are telling us about the it can neither be lessened or the increase. So the Ghosla has said about the joy and sorrow, where they will meet, where they will produced. And some of the another question related to this, so I am just describing in front of you. These are 3 more questions. Why what another name of the XAVIER'S tradition is known as, and writing 2 principles of the fatalist and distinguish between fatalist and the materialist. Then it is said, when we are just explaining in front of you what we are talking, it is also known as the fatalist, and they believe in the theory of the karma. Those who are fatalist, not the materials, not the textual formats. Each individual suffer pleasures and the pains according to his deeds, because it totally depends on your karma. If you are achieving joy, then what's your karma has been related to the good deeds. If you are achieving sorrow in your life, then it is totally depends on your deeds. You are doing bad. Fatalists belong to the XAVIER'S traditions, while the materialists belong to the Lokaya traditions. It is also mentioning in your book. The first teacher belonged to the tradition of XAVIER. They often describe the fatalist. They relate to the XAVIER, but here the materialists, they relate to the fatalist. They relate to the tradition of Lokaya. Then it is said